Hey guys, so the next Zenkai unit has been announced, and it is Android 16. Main ability for 70 key, grants 30% damage for 15 timer counts. Special move and Awakened Arts also gain blast armor, so it's easier to land a hit to buff off his damage and go out with a bang, obviously. But my thoughts quickly before we jump in to discuss basically what I want to see out of this guy and what he's currently doing with his kit. But I'm actually very happy about the Zenkai because, again, Vegito Blue is the one who's been terrorizing the meta, and we really have been asking for, we want a powerful green unit for a long time, and not just any green unit. We want a green unit who's able to actually shut him down. That's the most important thing. And this guy, he has cover cut, he has healing when he switches in. He's an android who, androids, this is their first Zenkai unit here, so this guy could honestly, it could make or break Android's position in the meta. If this guy ends up being terrible, then that's going to be a really, really bad thing for the Android team. But if this guy ends up being really, really good, that could shake things up a lot because, the Android team could be used as a direct counter towards Vegito Blue, much like how if you have Zenkai 7 Boo, whose banner hasn't been back in forever, that regen team is actually pretty good to use against Vegito Blue just because that Boo shuts him down heavily. So this could be like the second most targeted counter towards Vegito Blue, which I think could be interesting. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump into his kit that already exists in the game and take a look at what I think could be different, but we'll go over it first and we'll talk about that. So 16, here we go. Let's go ahead and take a look at what he's doing right now. So we'll look at his stats. The first thing that we're going to do here, his blast attack literally doesn't exist. 143k, that is very bad at 14. That's hero level. Is a hero? I think a hero units probably have better blast attack than he does at 14 stars. Let's go ahead and take a look at what, I don't know why this isn't loading. Who's a hero? This purple Super Saiyan Goku. What is his blast attack at 14 stars? Okay, it's actually not that bad. It's kind of comparable though. It's actually this blast stat is actually really bad. 143k, that's terrible. I don't expect they're going to do anything about that. I think they want him to be, obviously he's a defense type, so I think they're going to keep him that way and then make him, I guess, more of a strike-based unit for sure. So, by the way, this guy's defense stats, I think at 14 stars, at Zenkai 7 fully soul boosted, he might have over 200k defenses. He actually might be the first unit to just have that straight up, not transforming. Things could get crazy, and then strike attack's going to go up a lot as well. Keep in mind this guy's super old. I'm talking this guy came out, when did he even come out? UST number 3 or something? It was really long ago. Okay, so main ability is he just draws his self-destruct card, which by the way is it's called an ultimate, but it's actually an awakened card. It's a purple one. So I believe this is going to be the first Zenkai unit that is going to make use of an Awakened Arts card. But that's his main ability. Unique number 1 is just cover change, sustained damage cut. Reduces damage received by 50% until combo ends when changing cover. Restores 50% of damage taken during cover change and plus 3 on substitution count. So honestly, with his improved stats that he's going to be getting from this, and the fact that he has 50% cut, and the fact that he's green, which by the way, Vegito Blue is blue, I feel like the combination of these two things, 50% cut and 50% healing off of that, it's actually going to be pretty powerful just based off of the stats that he's going to be getting alone. And keep in mind that even if Vegito Blue does remove his cover cut, his stats are going to be so high that he's not going to be taking damage from him anyway, and also because of his type advantage over him. And then his second unique obviously is one of the worst ones. It's just nullifies on F normal conditions. That's the entire unique ability right there. Normal strike, normal blast. Special move is Hell Flash, major explode damage. 30% of self-destruct damage inflicted for 25 timer counts on hit. So this guy does look like he might be built around self-destructing, which is again the Awakened Arts card down here. Special skill is restores key by 30 and then 50% of self-destruct damage. Again, more self-destruct synergy there. And then again, the Awakened Arts card that we have is the self-destruct itself, and it deals major self-destruct damage. This self-destruct damage does not depend on your own health, but deals a fixed amount of damage, and then plus 50% to allied character Gohan key restoration speed. Now, what's going to be interesting to see from this is, are they going to try and expand on the synergy that this guy has with Gohans? Now, it doesn't really matter too much, I don't think, just because of the fact that he doesn't like share teams with Gohan. He's only on the Android team. That is one downfall of this unit, is that he's only really available on this Android team. So you're not going to be running him with Gohan ever, unless they ever expand on this, the Android Saga Z. Because take a look at the Android Saga Z. Actually, I guess the Cell Saga is split up into a different saga then. So I was thinking Purple Zenkai Gohan, but he's not even on here because I guess he'd be on the Cell Saga tag. So the only Gohan on here is Future Gohan. Yeah, it looks like it. And then this green one. Okay, that's very limited. So yeah, I don't really know if this guy's going to be sharing any teams with, like, you know, the actual good Gohans of the game. We could see more Gohans too. I mean, Gohan's a popular character, but double tilt heals 2 strike cards, and then he buffs just androids base strike defense. So he's going to be giving green androids a Zenkai buff here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the actual tag, the androids tag here. I think it's over here. Yep. So green androids. I mean, this guy, sure. I never really was a big fan of this guy. This Android 14 is actually not too bad. He has fallen off a little bit, but he's still does a decent amount of strike damage. He has that chance to feint with his main ability popped, which is still pretty good to this day. But I don't know if you really want to be running him with 16. Super 17 is annoying to fight against, and he was like pretty good upon release, but at this point he's aged a lot, and there's a lot of powerful purple units that can just like shred him, so I don't really know if he's going to be useful. And that's pretty much all we have. I mean, green androids is not really too expansive of a set of conditions to really talk about here. This team really isn't going to be too good. I mean, the only way 16 really, the only way this tag really becomes usable is if this 16 Zenkai is like the best Zenkai in the game. Like, we're talking like fat Majin Buu levels of just stupid in terms of this guy's Zenkai, because you do still have 21, who's obviously still really good. This yellow Cell can be pretty good still. 17 purple is okay. Android 13, Super 13 is pretty good. He's not like anything special. But I think what we're going to end up doing is you're probably going to end up running 16, the blue 21, and then the purple 21, just because they synergize well together. And then 16, depending on what they do, you know, he can be the tank that this team really needed, even though this guy was like okay as a tank. But this team never really had a good tank. People were using 18, the red one, as a tank, and while she's okay, she can't really sustain any damage against Vegito Blue. So that's the big downfall that she had, but this guy fills that role pretty well. So that's pretty much what we have going on for 16 here. Now let's go ahead and talk about what I think we could see from this actual Zenkai. Okay, so looking at this, in terms of what I would want to see out of him, let's quickly just cover what we know is coming. So we know that his main ability is going to now restore 70 ki and increase his damage dealt by 30% for 15 timer counts. And his special move and Awakened Arts card are going to have blast armor now, so it's going to be easier for him to land hits. That's really not telling us too much, I guess. Well, okay, so he's going to be drawing this. He's going to be getting 70 ki, which is a lot from just his main ability. And he's also going to be doing 30% more damage for 15 counts. So is he going to be doing anything else with main ability? I have no idea, but maybe. I don't know. Alright, so for this one, what do I want them to add to this? I guess some sort of like damage buff once he activates the cover cut. That would be nice. I honestly, like I said earlier, I think this is a decent unique for this guy, just because for the androids team, like, they really needed a tank like this to really step in and act as the Vegito Blue shield, because the team honestly just by itself is not that good. But if they're going to be, you know, giving this guy a Zenkai, there's not really many androids they can release alongside this guy, because we've already looked at we already looked at the tag, but we can take a look at this. Like, they've already, like, this is basically all the androids that exist in the franchise, with the exception of very few amount. So, I mean, I don't know. This guy's probably going to be the one who's carrying the android team for a long time. I could see this guy's Zenkai being very, very good. Robotic body, we talked about this already. What do I want them to add to this? Honestly, I don't know. Maybe just, I mean, this just isn't a unique in today's standards, right? You just can't have this being a unique ability by itself. Maybe some extra healing, or maybe debuffing the enemy. I think debuffs on the enemy could be cool. Obviously, it wouldn't affect Vegito Blue because he's immune to it, but you know, maybe, you know, it'd be cool. Every time this guy got inflicted with a debuff, it affected the enemy with some kind of debuff too. as like a mirroring sort of effect. That would be cool. And then obviously he's going to be getting 2 other uniques as well. I would like to see them focusing mostly on defense, because that's what this character's meant to be accomplishing. He's meant to fulfill that role as a defensive wall. But I wouldn't be opposed to them giving him some sort of strike damage increase. Blast, again, I don't think is really going to be his forte here. Obviously, these stats are super, super low for Blast. So maybe like something like Majin Buu has when he got his Zenkai. Like, he just stacks strike damage whenever he uses an arch card or something. That could be good for this guy. And then in terms of everything else, again, I don't know how they're going to affect, or how they're going to change the Awakened Arts card, but I assume this is going to be super, super powerful. I mean, they could turn this into an AoE. I don't think that's going to happen, though. I assume this is going to be just stupidly strong. Like, if you're going to sacrifice this Zenkai unit, like, as a self-destruct unit, it's probably going to be doing, like, at least, like, 80% of the health of whoever it lands on, because, again, it does a fixed amount of damage, so... Those are my thoughts on 16. You guys can let me know down below what you think is going to happen with this guy. I'm actually very pleased that they're doing this, because this is like the first real Vegito Blue counter that we're getting. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one.